All right. Hello. How's everybody doing? How was your Thanksgiving? Let me know. I missed you guys. I really did miss doing this last week, but I decided to take the week off because my kids were home and, I felt like I needed to spend time with them and like just not be distracted and just have like family time with them. We need that every now and then. So, you know, we, uh, we did like a lot of holiday things. We decorated gingerbread houses. We watched Christmas movies. We put our Christmas tree up and things like that. So we had a lot of fun last week. So let me know what you guys did. If you, did anything fun or, if you went to see family or friends for Thanksgiving, just let me know what you did. I like to hear what others did. And if you like put a tree up or what do you do? So if you guys are joining me live, just put hashtag live or say hi. And if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. It just helps me out a little bit if you do that. Um, so okay. Today's topic, we are talking about why protein is so important for diabetics. So, um, you know, I think this is an important topic, especially for diabetics, because I don't think it's talked about like how beneficial getting the right nutrients is for your diabetes, especially if your goal is to heal your diabetes as opposed to manage it. So it just depends on what your goal is. My goal with my clients is always to heal their diabetes, reverse it, not just manage it, with medication or whatever. So that's usually why people start working with me if they want to get off medication or if they want to prevent type 2 diabetes. Like I do work with a lot of pre-diabetics and people who have been told you are insulin resistant or pre-diabetic or something like that, and they don't want to get the full on type 2 diabetes. That's usually my client. That's who I help. And then I also work with type 2 diabetics that want to get off medication and heal it, holistically. So, one important thing that I always talk about with my clients, especially my diabetic clients, is the importance of getting enough protein. And so today I just wanted to talk about three of the reasons. There's many reasons why protein is great for diabetics, but I wanted to talk about three of the main reasons protein is so good for diabetics. So if you have a hard time controlling your blood sugar and you're wanting to try to get off your diabetes medication or to prevent it if it runs in your family, this is going to be a good video for you. So let's get into the reasons. So the first reason protein is so important for diabetics is getting the right amount of protein at your meals really helps improve blood sugar levels. Let me know if you've ever heard that. Have you ever heard that protein, like getting enough protein at your meals, helps with your blood sugar levels? I'd like to know who has heard that or who hasn't heard that. So this is because protein blunts the absorption of carbs and sugar. Protein only has a small effect on blood sugar because it breaks down much slower than carbs and sugar do. So it also acts as a buffer for carbohydrates. So when you do eat them, when you eat carbohydrates, you should always pair your carbohydrates or your sugar, if you're going to eat them, pair them with protein. And that is going to help keep your blood sugar from going as high as it would if you just ate the carbs. So hopefully that makes sense. It kind of buffers that effect. So your blood sugar won't go as high, which in the long run, if you continue to do that, then when you go to the doctor and get your A1C checked, like diabetics, a lot of times your doctor will want you to have it checked 3 times a year, 2 times a year, whatever it is, that they think is necessary. If you keep doing this technique, pairing your carbs with some protein, with a good amount of protein, that's going to show when you go get your A1C checked. It's going to show up. And your A1C is an average of, the last 3 months of your average blood sugar, right? So if you continue to do this daily, then, at most of your meals, then your A1C will go down. So this is why protein can be so important for diabetics, to help control blood sugar, help balance it out. So to see a significant difference in your blood sugar levels, you want at least 30 grams of protein in your meals. So you want to make sure you're getting, and it's different for everybody. So it depends on a lot of different things. So, but I say usually 30 grams is a good, kind of universal amount for everyone, especially if you're not used to eating that much protein. Like if you haven't been focused on getting a lot of protein in your meals and in your diet, 30 grams is a good number to strive for at each meal. Okay, so the next reason protein is so important for diabetics is because it helps keep you satisfied longer. Have you ever heard that one? Protein really can help keep you satisfied way longer than carbohydrates do. And that's why it's so good for diabetics. So studies show that eating a high protein diet helps keep you from getting hungry much longer than a higher carb diet does. So they've done studies on this, multiple studies, and it always shows that, okay, people are less hungry. They don't eat as often when they have more protein, instead of like if you were to eat like a bunch of pasta or bread or something like that, and you just eat a little bit of protein. If you eat a lot of protein and less bread and pasta and things with carbohydrates in it, you are going to stay full for a lot longer, for hours longer. So, and I remember, I remember this in my like early 20s when I was in college, and I would eat a big bowl of oatmeal every morning. And I thought, okay, that's going to hold me over. And I would be hungry like an hour later. Well, this is why, because I was eating a lot of carbs and barely any protein, and it just wasn't enough to hold me over for very long. So I always think about that, like, why did I do that for so long? Why didn't I put it together that, it's the protein. If I were to eat like some eggs or, something high protein in the morning, even like Greek yogurt or something, if I were to eat something more high protein, it would have kept me full longer. And I went to school for nutrition, that was my major. And I was taught, eat, 6 servings of carbohydrates a day, at minimum. And so I would eat a big bowl of oatmeal and think that was okay, and eat the bread and eat the pasta. And I thought that's what I was learning in school. And so I thought, okay, that's the healthy way to do it. And then I was hungry all the time. So, but now I know, you have to live, I guess, and learn these things and educate yourself. So anyway, uh, protein keeps you satisfied longer, which is great for diabetics because um, you don't want to constantly be eating all day long if you're a diabetic, because then you're spiking your blood sugar, you're spiking it, and you don't want to do that when you're a diabetic. You want as little spikes as possible, because that's going to help you heal your diabetes. It's going to help your A1C go down. But if you're eating 6 times a day, then because you're hungry, because you're eating higher carbs and lower protein, and you feel like, oh, every 2 or 3 hours I have to eat, then you're spiking that blood sugar again and again and again. And that's going to keep your A1C up, and that's going to keep you on your medications. And so, if you add more protein in, you won't be as hungry. You could, I go 4, 5, 6 hours without eating because I eat a high protein diet. I eat 4 eggs most every morning. I eat 4 eggs in the morning, and that holds me over for 4 to 6 hours, and I don't even think about food. I can just do what I need to do, work, and I don't even think about food. So, you know, think about that when you're creating your meals, when you're thinking about what you're going to eat. Um, think about always having some type of protein in your meals. And even if you snack, make sure you're getting a significant amount of protein, so you won't be thinking about food all the time. So you won't be hungry or having cravings and things like that. So that's the second thing. And let's see, did I talk about, okay. I'm just reading my notes. I'm sorry. I don't want to miss anything. Yeah, I said everything. So, fill up on protein, prioritize protein at your meals, and if you have snacks and things like that. So, and then the third reason why protein is so important for diabetics is that it preserves lean body mass. So diabetics are at an increased risk for belly fat. And a lot of extra belly fat puts you at risk for other health conditions like heart disease and stroke and certain cancers. So you want to do your best to keep that belly fat off, because that is a dangerous fat. So protein preserves lean body mass through a process called thermogenesis. Have you guys ever heard of thermogenesis? So thermogenesis is how many calories your body burns to digest and metabolize your food. So depending on what you eat, your body will have a higher percentage of thermogenesis. Protein has the highest thermic effect of any of the nutrients. So it's 20 to 35%. When you eat protein, your body, it takes 20 to 35% of those protein calories just to burn, to process that nutrient, the protein. So that's good. That's good for your metabolism. It's good for fat burning. It's very thermogenic. So the more protein you eat, the more calories you will burn. And that's not the case with carbohydrates. Carbohydrates just sit there, and if you don't use them, if you're not like very active, they'll just sit there and become fat. But protein helps you burn more calories. It's thermogenic. And this will help you keep off your belly fat if you try eating at least 30 grams of protein at your meals. And it's also good for preserving muscle. So, you want to preserve your muscle, especially as you get older, because if you're losing muscle or not not keeping the muscle that you have, that is going to cause more health issues as you get older. So you want to preserve that muscle, and a great way to do that is to eat protein. That's going to keep you from losing the muscle that you have. So if you are diabetic, or even if you're not, I hope I convinced you to focus on getting enough protein in your meals, in your diet. That was a game changer for me when I was working on lowering my blood sugar, when I was working on reversing my diabetes. Eating enough protein was such a game changer for me. And I still prioritize protein. Like I told you guys, I eat a high protein diet. That is my focus. I don't count calories. I don't use these apps where in the beginning I did. I'm not going to lie. I did, because I needed to know how much I was eating, right? I needed to know how much protein I was getting. I needed to know how many carbs I was eating, how much fat I was eating. But after you learn that, you really don't have to track it forever unless you just like to. But I really what I do now is I just try to focus on getting enough protein at each meal or throughout the day, right? So if I didn't get enough at breakfast, I may make up for it a little bit at lunch and dinner. So, like I said earlier, you want to get at least 30 grams per meal, and that's if you eat 3 meals a day. If you are only eating, like if you do fasting and you only eat like 2 meals a day, then you're going to want to eat more protein at your meals. So I hope this helped. And look, if you are curious about how much protein you personally need, I actually offer a personalized nutrition blueprint. And this takes into account many different things, like, it's based on your lifestyle, how active you are, what your health goals are, your age, your gender, all these things. It matters. Like the amount of protein that you need is different from your friend or your husband, or it's all based on your lifestyle and your personal goals and things like that. So I do offer a personalized nutrition blueprint if you are interested. If you want to know exactly how much protein you need to hit your goals and to heal your diabetes and all that. So if you're interested in having that done, or just learning more about that, reading more about what it is, if you just want to put the word blueprint in the comments, then I can message you the link and you can read more about that. So I hope this was helpful, you guys, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week with a new live. All right, bye.